Like some disturbance is that I am traveling to my home
Yes,
now
Prabhu.
from
Okay, okay.
college.
Okay, I can read it. Thank you, Prabhu. Haribol. I'm
Yes, Prabhu,
waiting
thank you.
for Lebohang Prabhu to join.
Okay, okay.
Hare Krishna, dear devotee, Dandvanapanam, please accept my obeisances of glorious to Srila
Hare
Prabhupada.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Prabhu,
Prabhu,
Dandatam,
Dandapanam,
Jai
Jai
Shri
Shri
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada.
Ki
Haribol.
Jai,
Prabhu.
Easy
Haribol.
session, Prabhu. Oh, these were your pictures, I think. Haribol, really nice, Prabhu.
Oh, very good, Prabhu. Very nice.
This is a distribution and Ranya's land.
Yes, Prabhu. Okay, Haribol, we can start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Darati Swaparantikam वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपथकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं सद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तु ते तप्त काञ्चन गौरङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमां विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणि प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवारि पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Haribo, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Ki Jai.
Jai. Okay, so today we are going to read chapter 44. Amari Prabhu, can you read? Is it possible?
Yes, Prabhu.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Krishna recovered the son of his teacher. When Lord saw, when Lord Krishna saw that Vasudeva and Devaki were remaining standing in a reverential attitude, he immediately expanded his influence of Yogamaya so that they could treat him and Balaram as children. As in the material world, the relationships existing between father and mother and children can be established among different living entities by the influence of the illusory energy. So by the influence of Yogamaya, the devotee can establish a relationships in which the Supreme Personality of Godhead is 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 his shield. After creating this situation by his Yogamaya, Krishna, the dynasty of the Sadvatas, very submissively and respectfully addressed Vasudeva and Devaki. My dear father and mother, allowed you have always be always been very anxious for the protection of our lives. You could not enjoy the pleasure of having us as your babies, as your growing boys, and as your adolescent youth. Krishna and indirectly precede the fatherhood of Altog and Balarama. We are not their born sons, Nanda and Yashoda. Actually enjoyed their childhood pastime. By nature's one arrangement, the childhood of the embodied living being is enjoyed by the parents. Even in the animal kingdom, the parents are found to be affection to the cubs, being captivated by the activities of their children. They take much care of their well-being. As for Vasudeva and Devaki, they were always very anxious for the protection of their sons Krishna and Balarama. That is why Krishna, after his appearance, was immediately transferred to another's house. Balarama was a slow transferred from Devaki womb to Rohini's womb. Vasudeva and Devaki were full of anxieties for Krishna's and Balaram's protection, and they could not enjoy their childhood pastimes. Krishna said, "Unfortunately, being ordered by of fate, we could not be raised." Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by who are parents to the enjoy childhood pleasure at home. My dear father and mother, a man has a debt to pay to his parents from whom he gets this body which can bestow upon him all the benefits of material existence. According to the Vedic injunction, this human form and life enables one to perform all kinds of religious activities, fulfill all kinds of desire, and acquire all kinds of wealth. And only in this human form is there every possibility that one can get liberation from material existence. This body is protected by the combined efforts of the father and mother. Every human being should be obliged to his parents and understand that he cannot repay his debt to them. If after growing up a son does not try to satisfy his parents by his action or by an endowment of rich, he is solely one flesh. If a person is able to care for or give protection to all parents, children, the spiritual master, Brahmana, and other dependents, but does not do so, he is considered to be already dead, although he is supposedly breathing. My dear father and mother, you have always been very anxious for our protection, but unfortunately, we could not render any service unto you. Up to date, we have simply wasted our time. We could not serve you for reasons beyond our control. Mother and father, please excuse us for our sinful action. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead was speaking as innocent boy, his very sweet words, but Vasudeva and Devaki become captivated by parental affection and embraced them with great pleasure. They were amazed and could not speak or answer the words of Krishna, but simply embraced him and Balarama in great affection and remained silent, shedding incessant tears. Thus consoling his father and mother, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appearing as the beloved son of Devaki, approached his grandfather Ugrasena and announced that Ugrasena would now be the king of the Yadu kingdom. Kamsa had been forcibly ruling over the kingdom of Yadu in spite of the presence of his father, whom he had arrested. But after the death of Kamsa, Kamsa's father was raised and announced to be the king of the Yadu kingdom. It appears that in those days, in the western part of India, there were many small kingdoms, and they were ruled by the Yadu dynasty, Andaka dynasty, Vrishni dynasty, and Bauja dynasty. Maharaja Ugrasena belonged to the Bauja dynasty. Therefore, Krishna indirectly declared that the king of the Bauja dynasty would be emperor of the other small kingdoms. He willingly asked Maharaja Ugrasena to rule of them because they were these subjects. The word Praja is used both for the progeny and for the citizens. So Krishna belonging to the Praja both as a grandson to Maharaja Ugrasena and as a member of the Yadu dynasty. he voluntarily accepted the rules of Maharaja Ugrasena. He informed Ugrasena, being cursed by the Yayati, the kings of the Yadu dynasty, will not rise against the throne. It will be all pleasure to serve you as your servant. Our full cooperation with you will make your position more exalted and secure, so that the king of other dynasties will not hesitate to pay their respective revenues. Protected by us, you will be honored even by the demigods from the every planets. My dear grandfather, out of fear of my late uncle Kamsa, all the kings belonging to the Yadu dynasty, Vrishni dynasty, Andaka dynasty, Madhu dynasty, Dashara dynasty, and Kukura dynasty were very anxious and disturbed. Now you can pacify them all and give them assurance of security. The world kingdom will be peaceful. All the kings in the neighboring area had left their arms in fear of Kamsa, and we are living in distant part of the country. Now after the death of Kamsa and the restatement of Ugrasena as king, the neighboring kings were giving all kings of presentation and comforts. Then they returned to their respective homes. After this nice political arrangement, the citizens of Mathura were pleasing to the live in Mathura, being protected by the strong arms of Krishna and Balarama. On one account of government, in the presence of Krishna and Balarama, the inhabitant of Mathura felt complete satisfaction in the fulfillment of all their material desires and necessities. And because they saw Krishna and Balarama daily, eye to eye, their son forgot of material misery completely. As soon as they saw Krishna and Balarama coming out on the street, very nicely dressed and smiling, and looking here and there, the citizens were immediately filled with loving ecstasy simply by seeing the personal presence of Mukunda. Mukunda refers to one who can await liberation and transcendental bliss. Krishna's present act such a vitalizing tonic that not only the younger generation, but even the old men of Mathura become fully invigorated with useful energy and strength by regularly seeing him. Nanda Maharaja and Yashoda were slow living in Mathura because Krishna and Balarama were there, but after some time they wanted to go back to Vrindavana. Krishna and Balarama went before them and very feelingly and affectionately embraced Nanda and Yashoda, and Krishna began to speak as follows, my dear father and mother. Although he was born of Vasudeva and Devaki, you have been our real father and mother, because from our very birth and childhood, you raised us with great affection and love. Your affectionate love for us was more than anyone can offer one's own children. You are actually our father and mother because you raised us as your own children at a time when we here just like our friends. For certain reasons, we were rejected by our father and mother, and you protected us. My dear father and mother, I know you will the feeling separation by returning to Vrindavana and leaving us here, but please rest assured that it shall be coming back to Vrindavana just after giving so satisfaction to my real father and mother Vasudeva and Devaki, my grandfather and other relatives and family members. Krishna and Balarama satisfied Nanda and Yashoda by sweet words and by presentation of various clothing, ornaments, and properly made utensils. They satisfied them along with their friends and neighbors who had come with them from Vrindavana to Mathura as fully as possible. One account of this excessive parental affection for Balarama and Krishna, Nanda Maharaja felt this in his eyes, and he embraced them and started with the coward men for Vrindavana. After this, Vasudeva had his son initiated by sacred thread as the token of second birth, which is essential for the higher castes of human society. Vasudeva called for his family priest and learned Brahmana on the sacred thread ceremony of Krishna and Balarama was duly performed. During this ceremony, Vasudeva gave various ornaments in charity to the Brahmana and underwed them with cows decorated with silken cloths and golden ornaments. Previously, during the birth of Krishna and Balarama, Vasudeva had to give cows in charity to the Brahmanas, but being impressioned by Kamsa, he was able to do so only within his mind. With the death of Kamsa, the actual cows were given to the Brahmanas. There, Balarama and Krishna were duly initiated with the sacred street ceremony, and they repeated chanting of the Gayatri mantra. The Gayatri mantra is offered to the disciple after the sacred street ceremony, and Balarama and Krishna properly discharged the duties of chanting this mantra. Anyone who executed the chanting of this mantra has to abide by certain principles and vows. Although Balarama and Krishna were both transcendental personality, they strictly followed the regulative principle. Both was initiated by their family priest Gargacharya, usually now as Gargamuni, the Acharya of the Yadu dynasty. According to the Vedic culture, a very respectable person as an Acharya or spiritual master. One is not considered to be a perfectly cultured mind without being initiated and training by an Acharya. It is said therefore that one who has appreciated an Acharya is actually in perfect knowledge. Lord Krishna and Balarama were the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the master of all education and knowledge. There was no need for them to accept the principal master of Acharya, yet for the instruction of ordinary men, they slow accepted a spiritual master for advancement in spiritual knowledge. It is customary after being initiated in the Gayatri mantra for the one to live away from for some time under the care of the Acharya in order to be trained in the spiritual life. During this the period, one has to work under the spiritual master as an ordinary menial servant. There are many rules and regulations for the brahmachari living under the care of an acharya, and both Lord Krishna and Balarama strictly followed those regulative principles. While living under the instruction of their spiritual master, Sandipani Muni, in his place in northern India. According to the scriptural injunctions, spiritual master should be respected and be regarded on an equal level with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Both Krishna and Balarama exactly followed those principles with great devotion and underwent the regulation of brahmacharya, and thus they satisfied their spiritual master, was instructed them in the Vedic knowledge. Being very satisfied, Sandipani Muni instructed them in all the intricacies of Vedic wisdom, as well as in supplementary literature such as the Upanishads. Because Krishna and Balarama happened to be Kshatriya, they were specifically trained in military science, politics, and mathematics. And politics, there are six departments of knowledge: how to make peace, how to fight, how to pacify, how to divine and rule, how to give shelter, etc. Um, all these items were fully explained and instructed to Krishna and Balarama. The ocean is the source of water and river. The cloud is created by the evaporation of ocean water, and the same water distribute the rain all over the surface of the earth and the return to add the oceans and river. So Krishna and Balarama, the supreme personality of Godhead, here the source of all kings of knowledge, but because they were playing like the ordinary human boys, they set the example so that everyone would receive knowledge from the right source. That they agreed to take knowledge from a spiritual master. After hearing only once from the teacher, Krishna and Balarama learned all the arts and science. In 64 day and 64 night, they learned under all the necessary arts and science that are required in human society. During daytime, they took lessons on a subjective from the teacher, and by nightfall, after having heard from the teacher, they were expert in that department of knowledge. Fear of all day learning how to sing, how to compose song, and how to recognize the different tunes. They learned the favorable and uncomfortable accent and meters, how to sing different king of rhythm and melody, and how to follow them by beating different kings of drums. They learning how to dance with rhythm, melody, and different songs. They learning how to write drama, and they learning to various type of painting, being from different village add up to the imperfectional stage. They slow learning how to paint tilaka of the face and make different kings of dots of the forehead and cheeks. Then they learned the art of painting of the floor with liquid paste of rice and flour. Such painting are very popular at auspicious ceremonies performed at household affair or in the temple. They're learning what to make a resting place with flowers, and how to decorate the clothing and leaves with colorful painting. They are slow learning how to set different valuable jewel in ornament. They learning the art of running water pots. Water pots here filled with water to certain measurement, so that when one beats one the pots, different tunes are produced. And when the pots are beating together, they produce a melodious sound. They are slow learning how to throw water in the river, or to lakes while talking both among friends. They are slow learning. Oh, okay, thank you. They are slow learning. Oh, okay. They are also learning how to decorate with flower. These art to decorating can style be seen in various temples of Vrindavana during the summer season. Um, it is called Fulabadi. Um, Fulabadi. The days, the throne, the wells, and the sailing here are fully decorated, and a small aromatic fountain of flower is fixed in the center. Because of this flower decoration, the people fatigued from the heat of the summer season because refreshed. Krishna and Balarama learning the art of dressing here in the various styles and fixing element in different positions on the head. They are also learning how to perform on the theatrical stage, or to decorate dramatic actor with flower flower ornament over the hair, and how to sprinkle excuse me, uh, um, sandalwood pulp and water to produce a nice fragrance. They are also learning the art of performing magical feats. Within the magical feat, there is an art called um, Bahulupi, by which a person dressed in myself in such a way that when he approached a friend, he cannot be recognized. Um, they are still learning how to make beverages and the affected of intoxication. No, which required at various times, and they studied syrups and they states and the effect of intoxication. They learning how to manipulating trees for dancing puppets, and they learning how the string with one musical instruments such as the vina, sitar, and tempura to produce melodic sounds. They then learning puzzles on how to set and solve them. They learning the art of reading books, from which even a foreign student can very quickly learn to read the alphabet and comprehend reading. Then they learning how the rehearse and act out a drama. They also studied the art of solving crossword puzzles, filling up the missing space, and making complete words. They are also learning how to draw pictographic literature. In some countries in the world, pictographic literature is still current. A story is represented by cryptus, for instance, a man and a house are pictured to represent a man going home. Krishna and Balarama are slow learning the art of architecture of the constructing residential building. They learning to recognize valuable jewels by studying the luster and the qualities of their colors. Then they learning the art of setting jewels with gold and silver. Uh, they are slow learning how to study soil to find mineral. This study of soil is now a greatly specialized science, but formerly was common knowledge even for the ordinary man. They learning to study herbs and plants and exact medicine from the element. By studying the different species of plants, they learning how to crossbreed plants and get different type of fruit, of fruities. They learning of how to train and engage lambs and crocs in feeding for sporting purpose. They then learning how to teach parrot to speak and answer the question of human being. They learning practical psychology how to influence another mind and thus induce another to act according to one desire. Sometimes this is called hypnotism. They learning how to hear they in the different color and curve in it in different ways. They learning the art of telling what is written in someone's books without actually saying it. They learning to tell what is contained is another feat. Sometimes children imitate this art, although to very accurately. One should keep some time within his fist and ask his friends, can you tell what is within? And the friend gives sometimes suggestion along we actually cannot tell. But there is a art by which one can understand and actually tell what is held within the fist. Krishna and Balarama learning of the speak and understand the language of various countries. They're learning to only the language of human beings. Krishna could also speak even with animals and birds. Evidence of this found in Vaishnava literature compiled by the Goswami. Then learning of the make carriage and air planets from flowers. It is said in the Ramayana that after defining Ravana, Ramachandra was carried from Lanka to Bharatvarsa. One a plant of flower called Pushparata. Krishna then learning the art of faltering even by saying things. In a look called Kanacharvana, the various types of things on and omens here described. If when one is going out, one sees someone with a bucket full of water, that is a very good thing. But if one sees someone with an empty bucket, it is a very good thing. Similarly, if one sees cow's milk along with her calf, it is a good thing. The result of understanding this thing is that one can foretell events and Krishna learning the science. Krishna is slow learning the art of composing matrika. Matrika. A matrika is a crossword section with three letters in a line, counting any three from any side, it will count 9. The matrika here have different kings on here to different purposes. Krishna learning the art of cutting valuable stones such as diamonds, and he learning the art of questioning and swearing by immediately composing poetry within his mind. He learning the science of action and reaction of physical combinations and permutations. He learned the arts of psychiatrist who can understand the psychic movement of another person. He learning how to satisfy one's desire. Desire are very difficult to fulfill. Uh, uh, um, but if one desires something which is unreasonable and can never but fulfill, the desire can be subdued and satisfied, and that is an art. By this art, one can slow seduce sex impulse when they are arrested as they are even in brahmachari life. By this art, one can make even an enemy with friends or transfer the direct action of a physical element to other things. Lord Krishna and Balarama, the reservoir of knowledge of art and science, exhibited their perfect understanding where they offered to serve their teacher by rewarding him anything desired. This offering by the student to teacher of spiritual master is called Guru Dakshina. It is reserved their material of spiritual. When Krishna and Balarama offered their service in his way, the teacher Sandipati Muni thought in ways to ask them for something extraordinary, something which no common student could offer. He therefore consulted with his wife about what to ask from them. They had already seen the extraordinary potentials of Krishna and Balarama and could understand that the two boys were the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They decided to ask from the return of their son who had drowned in the ocean of the bank of pra, pra, Prabhasa Kshetra. When Krishna and Balarama heard from their teacher about the death of his son of the banks of Prabhasa Kshetra, they immediately started for the oceans of their chariot. Reaching the beach, they escaped the controlling the deity of the oceans to return the sons of their teacher. The ocean deity immediately appeared before the Lord and offered him all respectful obeisance with great humility. The Lord said, "Sometime back you caused the ruin of the son of your teacher. I order you to return him." The ocean's deity replied to them, "The boy was not actually taken by me, but was captured by a demon named Panchajana. This great demon generally remains deep in the water in the shape of a conch shell. Then son of your teacher, Mang, be within the bearing of the demon, having been devoured by him. When hearing this, Krishna dove deep into the water on the account of the demon Panchajana. He killing him on the on the spot, but could not find the son of his teacher within his belly. Therefore he took the demon's this body in the shape of a conch shell, and returned to his chariot on the beach of uh, Prabhakshetra. Okay. From there, study of Samyamani. It's you, Prabhu. The residence of Yamaraja, the superintendent of death, accompanied by his elder brother Balarama, who is a slok known as Harayuda. Krishna arrived there and blew on his conch shell. Hearing the vibration, Yamaraja appeared and received Shri Krishna with unrespectful obeisance. Yamaraja could understand who Krishna and Balarama were, and therefore he immediately offered his humble service to the Lord. Krishna had appeared on the surface of the earth as an ordinary human being, but actually Krishna and Balarama as the super soul living with him, the head of every living entity. They are Vishnu and himself, but we are playing just like ordinary human boys. As Yamaraja offered his service to the Lord Sri Krishna, asking him to return his teacher's son, who had come to him as a result of his work. Considered my running as supreme, said Krishna, you should immediately return to the son of my teacher. Yamaraja returned the boy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Krishna and Balarama brought him to his father. Two brothers said if their teacher had anything more to ask from them, but replied, my dear son, you have done enough for me. I am now completely satisfied. What further one can dare be before men who has disciple like you, my dear boys? You can go home now. This glorious act of yours will always be read all over the world. You are above all blessing, yet is and my duty to bless you. He gave you the benediction. The whatever you speak will remain as eternally fresh as instruction of the Vedas. Your teaching will not only be honored within Team's universe or in the millennium, but in the place at the edge on the will remain increasingly new and important. Due to this benediction from his teacher, Lord Krishna's Bhagavad Gita is ever increasingly fresh and is to only renewed within this universe, but in other planets and in other universe as well. Paying order this day, teacher Krishna and Balarama immediately returned on their chariots. They traveled at great speeds like the wind and make sounds like the crashing of clouds. And the resident of Mathura, who had no not seen Krishna and Balarama for a long time, were very pleased to see them again. They felt joyful like a person who has regained his lost property. Oh, two and the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 44th chapter, Krishna. Krishna recovers the sons of his teacher.
Haribol. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Haribol, Hare Krishna.
Pretty nicely read, Amari Prabhu. Pretty nice. Haribol.
Haribol, such nice
So-
English,
Oh.
Very nice English, man.
This is the grace Srila Prabhupada, Prabhus. Hare Krishna, dear devas, please accept my humble obeisances or glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare
Haribol.
Krishna, bless Prabhu.
Jai Srila Prabhupada, Dandavana Pranam.
Oh, who's
Hare
this?
Krishna, bro. Thank you so much for your reading, bro. It was very nice.
Yes, Prabhu.
Glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Prabhu read the whole chapter. That was really nice.
Haribol.
So Vasija Maharaj, did you hear Luvesh Prabhu? Vasija Maharaj who gave benediction.
Yes, Prabhu, I heard. I was hearing everything,
Yes, with about the Krishna Katha being ever fresh. So it was benediction.
Yeah, I remember. Yes. I heard.
Yeah, this was really interesting. There were so many things they also learned.
Haribol.
Krishna
Yeah,
learned.
this chapter had a lot of information, new information.
Yes, Prabhu. Krishna was psychiatrist. He was professional psychiatrist, and there was other
Haribol.
things.
Haribol, yes.
They were practicing syrups, how to make some syrup.
Yes. Haribol. I'll continue ironing my clothes.
Haribol, yes, Prabhu. Okay, now we need to read six Astakam prayers.
Oh, this is a milk Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, yes, Prabhu.
This is milk Prabhu.
Who, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Oh, he's
Is
Pranjal
Milk Prabhu?
Prabhu. He's Pranjal Prabhu.
Okay.
He has two accounts.
No. A photo.
Yes,
A picture.
Yes, Prabhu, that's Pranjal Prabhu.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Pranjal Prabhu, Tandar Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. You're confusing everyone.
I'm not speaking English. So sorry.
Yes, Prabhu, that's okay. Okay, now let's read six Astakam prayers. Cheto darpanamarjanam bhavamaha davagni nirvapanam Shreyah kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jivanam Anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnamritasvadanam Sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam.
Nam namakari bahodanyilja sarva shakti statrarpitanyamita smaranena karaha etadrishi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi durdevam idrishami ajadinanuragaha.
Trinadapi sunicena tarorapi sahishnana amanina manadena kirtaniyah sada harihi.
न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतद्भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि
Ainandatanujakin karam patitam mam vishami bhavan buddhao kripaya tava pada pankaja stita duri sadrisham vichintaya.
नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदहृदया गिरा पुलकैर्निचितं वपुः कदा तव नाम गृहणे भविष्यति
युगायतं निमीषेण चक्षुषा प्रावृषायतं शून्यायतं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे.
Ashrishyava padaratam pinashtu madarshanan marmahatam karutova yatata tava vivadaturam pato mat prananatastu saivana paraha.
Tribhu Sri Sixastakam ki jai. A
Jai.
translation. Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. They are not even ads and first rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily appreciate you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them.
One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige. One should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Reborn.
Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth.
O son of Marajananda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other have fallen into the oceans of birth and death. Please pick me up from these oceans of this and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet.
O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name?
O Govinda, feeling our separations, I'm considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I'm feeling all vacant in the world in your absence.
I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and his small remains so even if is endless my ruggedly by his embrace or makes me broken hearted be not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord unconditionally.
Ribol, Sri Sixastakam ki jai.
Kijai.
There are 10 offenses to the holy name. First offense, to blaspheme the devotees who had dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord.
Second offense, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Brahma to be an equal or independent to the name of the Lord Vishnu.
To disobey the order of the spiritual master.
For offense, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures in persons to the Vedic version.
Fifth offense, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna to my imagination.
Six, to give so interpretation to the holy name of the Lord.
To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name.
To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, Karma Kanda.
To scientific to instruct the faithful person about the glories of holy name.
10, to have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name, and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions of one this matter. It is a slow and offense to be inattentive while chanting.
The devotee who claims to be an enormous God against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success, Krishna Prema,
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavandebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha.
जय श्री प्रभात आनंद गोदय वैष्णव की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंद
Jai
हरि बोल
Yeah.
Hari Hari Bol.